Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Spicy Coding Academy, where I take you through FreeCodeCamp's challenges. And for this challenge under JavaScript algorithms and data structures, we will be going through count backwards with the for loop. So let's get started. A for loop can also count backwards so long as we can define the right conditions. Remember, where do we define our conditions? Right in here. Well, specifically, this is the condition which we are checking for truthy or falsy. In order to decrement by 2 each iteration, we'll need to change our initialization, condition, and final expression. Remember, this is the initialization, this is the condition, and this is what we want to change I to for its next iteration. Because remember, iteration means go through, and once it goes through the next one, it goes to the next one, it goes to the next one, until this condition is a falsy, and then it jumps out and it goes to the next one. So it jumps out of this for loop and it'll go on to whatever is next in your code. So it says we'll start at I equals 10 and loop while I is greater than 0. We'll decrement I by 2 each loop with I minus equals 2. And remember, I minus equals 2 is saying, hey, put that equal sign first, and we're going to do this. That's all it is. It's a shorthand way of doing what we say. Just makes it look a little pretty. Because remember, pretty is pretty darn cool. Then we say, okay, what do we want? We want a for loop, okay? We want 3 of these, okay? First one is initialization, second one is our condition, and the final one is what we want I to change to. It's our final expression of I. And then if it follows this, if it's true, we're going to go and we're going to push it on to our array. I stands for the iterative movement of whatever I is in that iteration. The reason why it's I is because the number will change. We don't want to hard code it a number because the whole point of the for loop is to iterate, is to go from number to number to fill that sucker up, to fill that array full of numbers. That's what we're doing. So what's our first one? Our first one that we'll be pushing on is 10 because, look, is 10 greater than 0? Yep, that's a truthy. So we push it on, and we make sure to change I to become 8. And then we say, okay, now I is equal to 8. Is I greater than 0? Yep, that's the truthy. So we're going to push it on, and then we're going to change I, and we're going to make it 6. And then we keep doing that until the condition is no longer true. Because what's 2 minus 2? 0. Is 0 greater than 0? That's a falsy. So that would be when we hop out, and our last one in the array is a 2. So now it says, push the odd numbers from 9 through 1 to my array using a for loop. So we're going to go over here. We're going to make our for loop. We want to start off with our initialization. Now, this is where I want you to start thinking. What do you think we should initialize it with? And you can use this as an example. If the first element in the array is 10, and they initialize with 10, what do you think we're going to start out and initialize this with? If we want the first index, or the first element in index 0 to be 9, what do you think we're going to initialize it with? And remember, index 0 just means first element. This means first element. That's just saying index 0, okay? So, what do you think we want it to be? If you guess 9, you are correct, Amanda. Don't forget that semicolon. Now, what do you think we want I to be less than? If we want it to verify and be between 9 through 1, what do you think we want it to be? If you guess 0, you're correct, Amanda. All right, next condition. What do you think we want it to subtract it by? If you said 2, guess what? You're correct, Amanda. So now we're going to call our array. We're going to push on I, the iterated I. And we're going to check this sucker out. And look at that. What happened? We used a for loop, we used push, and the array equals 97531. Starts out with 9. Is 9 greater than 0? Truthy. So we push that sucker on. Now we decrement I to be 7. Is 7 greater than 0? Truthy. We push that sucker on. And then we decrement it to 5. Is 5 greater than 0? Truthy. We push that sucker on. Then we decrement it to 3. We get all the way down, and then once we get to once we try to do 1 minus 2 and it's no longer greater than 0, this is going to be like, hey, hop out. That's a falsie. No longer need to do my job. And it hops out. All right, everybody, that's the end of the lesson. If you enjoyed it, maybe give us a plus, a high five, whatever works, whatever you guys want to do, comment, whatever. We love making these videos because we love you. Have a wonderful rest of the night. Enjoy yourselves, and thanks for watching.